Hey, it's Glenn. If you've were an investor or you've hired this company, Katerra or whatever, or you're an employee, I feel sorry for you. But over a year ago, I wrote the CEO of this company, and I told him that this was going to happen. I was at this job, not this job in particular, but this job, Helm, off 128th in Washington. I was there for one day. Now, I have my own company. I'll disclose that right here. This is a job I did. Here's my company. Here's some of the pictures, blah, blah, blah. You can see my work. I built wine cellars. I've done stuff, kitchens, bathrooms. I know what I'm doing, right? I've got perfect 5-star ratings, blah, blah, blah. So why was I working on this job? I'll tell you why I was working on this job. I had a resume out. Somebody called me, right? It was a hiring company. I said, fine. They told me where the job is. I went, oh, that's just like 3-4 blocks up the street. I was living in Mill Creek. I had a real nice condo that was extremely expensive, and I thought, well, they say they have 6 more weeks. I have a couple jobs I can fit in on the weekend. Perfect. Put the money in my pocket, right? So I go there. They hire me. And they hire me and another guy. So I'm going to tell you the end of the story, because there's no need for me telling you how I came there, we had orientation, blah, 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 HR crap. Then got taken out to the yard, shown where all the stuff was. Of course, half the stuff that they had, because you couldn't really bring your own tools. They had their own, drills, saws, blah, blah, blah. Most of them were dull, and I think every single one that I tried, the battery was dead. And no one was recharging batteries. They didn't have enough batteries in backup. So you kind of figure where this is going. Oh, and they only had so many saws. But they had tons of guys working, and they had guys all over the place in different condos that were unfinished at different stages, right? That's the way it was. They hired me to do a specific job, and that was trim work, right? Putting in doors, hanging doors. And this foreman, because this is what happened at the end of the job. I'll tell you what happened at the end of the job. The end of the job was me yelling at the foreman, tell him he's a fucking idiot. And that's exact words that I said. You are a fucking idiot. You have the stupid foreman across your frickin' forehead, but you are no foreman at all, you dickweed. And then he was trying to, because he fired a guy right in front of me, and that just pissed me off. Because I was with that guy all day. And no, the guy wasn't the fastest guy. But I also knew the fact that when we got there, we had orientation. Then we got run around showing all what we were going to do and what we should, blah, 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 all that kind of crap from this foreman idiot. Then we got told where we're going to work. And then about, 20 minutes later, by the time we bring half of our crap into the condo to begin to do the trim work, we were told we were needed in another condo, right? So then you have to move. But this wasn't the one right next to it. No, this was one 4 or 5 buildings down. One of those types of deal. So now we're having to take everything we just moved here, transfer it over there. Oh, by the way, we have a safety meeting. Now we got to go to the safety meeting. Oh, well, now that's 2 hours gone, right? Now we got break. It's a 10-hour day. Now we got break. So then right after break, they have some other meeting, right, where everybody's outside and we're all, what's going on, okay? So now we finally get to our job. That's about 2.5 hours in to a 10-hour day. So right now we have 7.5 hours left to work, maybe 7 in reality, to do this little condo, which had 2 doors already installed, right? So 2, and then I was to put in 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other guy was supposed to do 4. We're talking the doors. We're talking, I was going to do all the baseboards and all that kind of stuff. So we had our little things that we're supposed to do for the job. We finally get in our area, finally set everything up. Next thing you know, the guy's trying to put in a door the way the foreman told us to put it in there, because I should get to that too. See, part of me yelling at this foreman was he was saying to this guy while he was firing him and letting him go at the end of the day, you didn't get enough done today. You should have been able to hang all these doors in this room in one day. And I looked at the guy, because he made him take a couple down because they weren't perfect. But see, this foreman, because he was a jackass idiot, didn't know what he was doing. And I wrote a letter to this company telling them that they were going to, be gone within a year, right? I guess I'm a prophet, right? It's because this foreman originally came to us and said, because the guy asked, this guy was one of these kind of guys that asked a lot of questions, right? So he says, where's all your wedges, So trim, so we can make sure the everything's good. And he goes, oh well, we don't really use a lot of those, right? He said we just pre-case our doors and slide them in. And me and the guy are looking at each other going, what? Okay, I guess we don't need shims, wedges, shims. I was in the ship industry. We have different terminologies for different things. So, shims. So I go, well, that's kind of stupid. If you want things to be plumb and straight, you probably need to shim it properly and make sure it's solid, right? But whatever. We were told that's not how they do it. Okay. So this guy that was hired along with me had more time than I have, and I have 30-some years, 35 years probably experience. He probably had 37, 40. He was an older guy. And he's trying to put this in, and he told me, he says, I don't know what the hell these guys are thinking. You can't precase these doors because the floors weren't perfect. Nothing was perfect in these condos. You can't precase these doors and put them in. And so they ended up taking everything off and doing it the way that he did it. Now, to put up a door like this, it just takes about 30 minutes. That's setting the door, make sure it's perfect, everything lined up, and casing it, right? That's to put the case on the top, and this is a Craftsman style. This is what I've done before. Many houses are doing it this way. This is the way they were doing it. Squared, and nothing, there was no fancy cutting, nothing, no 45s except on the corners. And I don't even think they wanted 45s on the corners, if I believe, because I was told that, because I asked them, I said, do you guys have any glue? To fast set glue. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you've done this work, you know what I'm talking about. Oh no, we don't use that. We just nail them in. Really? And he says, oh, the paint guys come around. They do all that stuff. They fill and paint. Oh, okay. Me and this other guy were looking at each other going, wow, this is really kind of screwed up. Anyways, so guy tries to case his door out. Doesn't really work for him. He has to take it off, refit the door, try to make it perfect. He's been having little problems. But then, while he's working on that, maybe about, he spent about 20 minutes on it, then took it off and did it again, right? Within that time, all these other guys are coming in and out. And these are secondary boss guys. We have the foreman, and now you have the lead. The lead comes in, he goes, no, hey guys, I need you to come over here and do something. And then another guy comes in, hey man, can you help me carry a bunch of wood for something else? And then another guy comes over and says, hey man, can you help us hang some kitchen cabinets? Right? So, there's another 2 hours that go by because of nobody knows what anybody's doing. We're kind of the new guys trying not to piss anybody off. But like I said, hey, in the end, I told him to go fuck himself because that's the kind of guy I am. But I wasn't doing that in the beginning. I tried to go to the guy. Matter of fact, I told the guy, the foreman, before I even started, I said, look, this is the kind of guy I am. I'm going to observe how you do it, right? I know what I'm doing, so I don't want to hear any of this shit. But you might do it one way, and I do it this way. But I'm not here to run shotgun over you. I'm not here to be an asshole. I've ran my own company all my life, but I'm going to try my best to go, what do you want to do? You want me to do A, B, and C, or do you want me to do A, B, and C, and D, or just A and B? Because I'm not going to jump all over the place. I'm going to do exactly what you want. I'm going to figure out how you do it, and then do it that way to get things done. I'm not going to come in first day and start telling you how you should do it. I try not to be an asshole. I don't like guys that do that to me. I don't do that to other guys. But this guy comes in a few hours later and starts yelling at this dude, saying, hey, you haven't gotten anything done. How many doors have you hung, right? And he said, I've done 2. And then he starts yelling at the dude. And I tell the guy, I said, hey, look. He's been doing other things. These other guys that come in. And then he left. He didn't. It's like there was no conversation. He just left. So I finished out my doors. Then I started putting trim around everything. And then I don't even think we worked 10 hours. I think he came in about 2 hours before our shift was over. And he says, I gotta let you go. This is what he told this guy that was there with me. And then he looked. And then I kind of looked at him and said, what? And then he looked at me and goes, yeah, and I'll let you go too, right? And I go, why the fuck are you letting us go for? Well, you didn't get in. You should be hanging. He said, my son can hang 20 doors in a 10-hour shift. I said, really? Your kid can hang 20 doors in a 10-hour shift? He says, yep. I said, how much money you got? I said, I'll bet you. How much money you got? And he says, I'll take any bet you got. I said, I'll bet you 10 grand right now. I said, I will bring you the cash tomorrow. We'll sit here and I'll see if your son can hang those 20 freaking doors because you're full of shit. He said, well, I'm telling you, you guys are. And then he walked around in the room. This is the foreman. These are the guys that wasted all your money and caused you to lose everything. Jackasses like this don't know what the fuck they're doing. Guy runs around and starts picking out everything, right? Picking apart this guy's work. He didn't even say anything about the baseboards. Because that's what I did. I hung 3 doors and did all the baseboard. He didn't say much about that. But then he went to one door and he said, this is a good door. I like this one. But this door is shit, right? And then he was saying, you need to make doors like this. That's what he was saying to me and this other guy. You guys need to make doors like this. And I looked right at him, point blank. I said, you're a fucking idiot, you dipshit. I fucking put that door in. Jackass. I said, you don't even know what was in here and what wasn't in here. I said, you got your head so far up your ass, you can fucking see tomorrow, man. I said, that's why this job is behind schedule. And I said, you're way over budget. I said, I think your company, when it breaks ground, is already over budget and behind schedule before they even put the frickin' the shovel in the dirt, man. And here's the thing. I know I bitched a lot about this company. I was only there for a day, but I'm telling you, the way I'm talking now is the way I talk to them. And I told them all this. I said, you guys are running this fucking company in the ground. You have no organizational skills. There's no direction. You got this guy doing that, you got this guy doing that, and nobody knows anything. A foreman's job is to oversee and make sure everything's in order. A foreman's job is not to come back and pick here and pick there and not even know that first of all, there was some things done and there's some, it's just like, anyways, I foretold all this stuff. I even wrote a letter to this company. I said, you have to get rid of this management on this job. They do not know what you're doing, right? And here's another thing. I'll tell you all. You guys can all look me up. I think even below, I have links to my past companies. I ran multi-million-dollar companies. I've created product in America, shipped it overseas. Basically, I made product in Seattle, Washington, shipped it to Moscow, Russia within 24 hours. Boom, 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 boom. I have a system. I know how to get things done. I get things done as a one-man job faster than if I had a crew of 10. And that's another problem with the people that were running this stupid-ass company here. And the reason why you're all out of work is the reason why there's projects that aren't even going to be finished. Why all you people that invested your money in this company, you freaking lost everything. If you guys want a good investment on return, invest in me. I can get jobs like this done. It's not a problem. I've done it before. I worked major jobs for Boeing. I worked major jobs in the ship industry when I was a kid. I had a boiler company for a long time too. And I ran crews. And I got $1 million jobs done. It wasn't that complicated, but it's all part of setting aspects and understanding. First of all, it's understanding the people that work for you, because there are a lot of guys out there. There were a couple guys that were working with this guy. He wasn't even using them to their fullest extent. They were really good at what they did, but he had them running all over the place. Matter of fact, one guy I said, how come you guys just don't have you in this project here? Let me show you. This project, it says right here, had a community of 192 garden style apartments. 192. I said, how come you just don't have like a crew that's doing baseboard and doors, right? That's all they're doing, and the guys doing kitchens, right? I said, I mean, that's what I would do. You get good team. A good team can knock out things real quick, but you gotta let them do what it is that they're good at. And the problem with this company and the people that they employ to try to run things, maybe they only pick these guys out of an algorithm or something. That's what a lot of stupid freaking companies do these days. They don't find guys that are really skilled in certain areas. They just algorithm. What was he saying in his resume? Oh yeah, that's great. Boom, 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 and that's it. They don't know. A good leader can pick the people of operation. A good president will pick a good vice president to run over the different areas. He knows what's going on. He knows almost every single foreman. Matter of fact, he knows every single foreman that's on a job. He knows his quirks. He knows what he's good at and what he isn't good at. He's be able to pick up the phone and say, what the hell's going on, right? And then he also knows how to employ people. And he understands personalities. And he teaches that to his foremen's personalities. I've had guys who work for me in the shipyards, total fucking assholes. They would tell me to go fuck myself all the time, but those guys were the best freaking guys that ever worked for me. They would kick ass and take names. They didn't like me. They hated my guts, but they worked hard. And you know what? Every time they worked hard and got something done and under budget and within time, I rewarded them. I didn't make guys work 10-hour days. If I knew that anything past 8, I wasn't getting anything more out of them. I tell the guys this. I said, look, I have this job. I would like to get it done within a week. That's my goal. Now, if I have to work 7 10s or 7 12s or frickin' 7 8s or whatever, I said, that's what I do. But here's the thing. If I can get this done, right, and I can make sure quality is not, people don't do shitty quality, no corners cut. I said, if you guys can do quality for me and you can get it done in 7 days on 8-hour shifts, I will pay you for 12. That's how I worked it. And you know what? I had freaking guys that were always loyal and always on the ball every single time. Never lost any money, and I never was ever over budget. Never had to come back and say, oh, I need a change order because, right? And this is what's happened in this industry. I watched it with Boeing. When I first hired in when I was real young, I watched the pussification of Boeing begin, and it began to lose money. I'm the guy that built the 777 wing jigs. I was like on the crew of 5 guys. Well, there's maybe 7 of us. We built those. And we built some of the mock-ups for the 777. Tell me a plane that's come after the 777 that's been any good. 787 is a piece of crap. Now, I rebuilt all the wing jigs for the 47 and the 67, except for the 67 new version that went to crap, seems like. Right? But I watched the pussification of that industry. And I watched the pussification of the shipyard industry, which they just started hiring people that had no clue on structure, how things worked, operational procedures, what has to happen first, what has to happen second, how things get done, the actual time involved in the things. Not having some jackass like on this job, some guy telling me, my kid can hang 50 doors in one day. Really? Bullshit. You don't even know what you're fucking talking about. And I tried to bet him 10 grand. I had 10 grand. I had more than that too. But he wouldn't do it. I said, I'll bet you 10 grand right now. Your kid can't hang that many doors and they'd be perfect. It ain't going to happen. And obviously he didn't get that done that day. They had 192 units. And, well, geez, if you could do 20 doors a day with one kid, he could have had that whole thing done in a week all by himself. But that wasn't happening because they were way behind. And then COVID stepped in and washed the state, and it was all shut down, I think, the following week. And I laughed at him because I took a bunch of jobs down in Seattle on my own with my own company. I don't think I have any pictures. But when I saw this in the news, it just brought me back to this job and how this foreman treated this one guy with so much disrespect. Even the guy was a little slow, but he was also pulled around to different things. He was also trying to do what he was told and how they were to do it, supposedly. And then the foreman comes back and goes, "Well, you guys are the professionals. I don't, I shouldn't have to tell you how to do anything." Nobody really wanted to know how you did anything. We were just kind of asking you out of respect. How is it that you do things around here? How is it that you like to see this? What is your offset on your trim for your door? Is it a 16th? Is it a quarter? What is it? What's your offset? What do you want your offset to be? Right? One minute you're saying, oh, the paint guys will fill it. The next minute you're saying, oh, it has to be tighter than a nun's cunt. It's like, you need to say what it is that you need to say. I need it to be perfect, or I need it to be, whatever. It's like, oh my God. But anyways, when I saw this, I remembered that freaking jackass, stupid foreman, and it, what pissed me off about him is I didn't give a shit I was fired. I really didn't care. Didn't bother me one bit. But it did piss me off that he fired the other guy to the point where I just yelled at the guy in his face. I thought we were going to go fisticuffs, but he was a little bit better than that. But it's like, it's you stupid ass kind of guys that don't have your shit together, and for some reason you blew somebody getting the position you're in, and you end up screwing over tons of guys that are really good workers. They have families and kids, and they have mortgages and car payments and all this shit. And here you guys are, you stupid assholes, with this freaking company that you're closing down. What does it say? How much money? Let me go back with this. This was an utter joke. Let me show you. I'll show you some of the work I did on this job here. Okay, so the trim, the baseboards. See the baseboards? Not that complicated. Pretty easy. I didn't show any door trim. Very basic door trim right there, but nothing. You'd have to go through to look at everything. But from what I read, and let me go back here. Construction giant lays off. Shuts down without notice, leaving. Let's see. Let me link this one. And that's another thing too. They just shut down. They just freaking get up and leave because they're assholes. Because they don't know how to run anything. They just leave. And they're leaving jobs that people have already probably given them money for, have already put in plans for, have already worked with cities on. Oh man, I'm telling you, this shows just the utter stupidity of this freaking company. And I wish I could find the letter I wrote the company and their CEO, jackass, CEO freaking jackass, and all the guys that you had running your whole thing. They laid off 117 workers in Seattle. Yeah, they've suckered so many people into the construction business, saying that they knew what they were doing. That's all they were, is sucking the tit off every investor that's ever invested in them, and any city or organization that put money down or had any of these guys do any business with them. I'm telling you what, if you guys need something built, I'll build it for you. Don't think all I do is little jobs. My background is big business. My background is big business, but I just got so tired of it, to be honest with you, that I got out. Because let me tell you something. I did a job today for this lady, nicest lady. I'll show you a text. This is what I like. This is how I work. All right, let me see here. Let me show you the check. Right. This is what I get from a lady. She sent a stupid little sticker thing too, right? Nice lady. She's like probably in her 70s, right? She said, "Thanks for coming and doing such a great job today. Everything looks exactly as I envisioned it. You are very talented." That's what it's all about, people. And this is I get this all the time. This is why I stopped trying to go this route, right? Thinking that I was going to be the biggest thing since sliced toast, to just doing things for regular people, because they give a shit. They care. But I'm telling you what, any investors out there, oh, this is easy. It's not complicated. You get the right person that understands how to do things, and stop hiring a bunch of guys via your AI algorithm, how you pick guys, or only guys that you think went to college. You're going to have more of this happening very soon. Many, many more things like this are coming. And guess what? There's not a lot of skilled tradesmen out there that can just start up for nothing. There's a lot of guys out there to do what I do, but nothing against these guys. But a lot of them just know one thing. They know flooring. Some guys are really good at flooring. Some guys are really good at trim, or they're really good at a lot of things, but they're not leaders. They don't know how to lead a crew. They don't know how to organize. They don't know how to pre-plan. They don't know how to do the just in time, which is screwed over a lot of people right now. They don't understand this whole concept. A lot of guys don't even understand how to set up a workflow, meaning they dump a lot of crap. I'll just dump it over there. Well, you don't need it over there. You need it over there. Now you have to have guys screw around for 2 hours a day moving crap, when you could have just had them put it there. It's called common sense. And there's not a lot of common sense going on in this industry right now. And this is why every single one of you investors in this company, and all you guys right now, you freaking probably the guys that own the company, you're just running away with the cash anyways, because you're a bunch of assholes. Don't freaking know what you're doing. Got your head up your ass. Like I said, you can see tomorrow. So far up your ass. But all the guys that just lost their job because you fucking assholes. And that's all I got to say. Hey, I don't ever expect getting a call from these guys. And obviously, I'm never worried about them ever hiring me again. And you know what? I've worked for myself most of my life. So I give a rat's ass. Like I already showed you. Let's go to another one too. Just in case people don't think that I'm full of crap, right? Let's see. Oh, that's that one. That was another job I did today. Let's see. Here's go, right? That's what I get from people, right? I'll read it for you. Okay, no problem. Enjoy your night. These are people. They want me to actually go out on the boat with them. They're such great people. Nice. Looks great. Wow, that looks amazing. Classy in the country, because I fixed something for their country home. Right? They're from California. They moved out to the country. They needed somebody to make sure they brought a little bit of the California class to the country. Those are my clients. That's how I treat people. I don't treat people like this. You got to get rid of companies like this, and the CEOs and the guys that are running all this stuff. You guys should. Anybody that has jobs that are unfinished with them, sue the crap out of them, and then personally sue them. Take all their money. Take it all. Bunch of idiots. I warned them. I sent them letters over a year ago. Told them if they didn't get their shit together, this is what would happen. And I believe I made another video of it, But that video got pulled. It was on YouTube, and that channel of mine got taken down. So don't know what to say with that. Anyways, maybe I'll find it and put it up on this one, behind this one. So I'll look for that one. We'll see what happens. We'll talk at you later. All right, bye.